Hey guys, how's it going? I just had the timer going, counting me down. I was like, what's going on? Alright guys, so I'm just doing a little review. I went and saw Across the Spider-Verse today in IMAX. And as you saw from the picture, I have all sorts of Spider-Man here. We got Miles Morales, we got Stealth Suit Spider-Man, we got Miguel O'Hara, I believe. Yep, Spider-Man 2099, Mayday Parker, and Proto type thing. Proto. And I got this size Spider-Man, I got this size Spider-Man, I got this size Spider-Man, I got this Spider-Man pillow. If you couldn't tell, kind of a Spider-Man fan. So anyway, for those of you who haven't seen the first one, I recommend you see the first one first so you can get into this. But a couple years ago, I forget when, I think it was definitely before the pandemic. They released Into the Spider-Verse, and it was a Miles Morales focused story, which also had Peter Parker. It also had Spider-Gwen, or Ghost Spider, what do you want to call her? Different names. And also had Spider-Man Noir and Spider-Ham, and I forget what the one from the anime one. I'm trying to remember what her name was. But anyway, it had them, and they were all kind of dealing with the Spider-Verse coming together and stuff. I'm going to turn a fan on, guys. It's like 80 degrees out, so I'm going to turn this fan on low so I don't blow myself away. Hope it doesn't affect the sound any. This was the sequel to it. So I won't go too much into spoiler range in terms of things that happen, or maybe I will. I don't know. I don't know yet. But anyway, yes, this kind of picks up a little bit after the first movie, and we kind of start off focusing with Gwen Stacy, or Spider-Gwen. She's still Gwen Stacy technically, so we kind of get a little more into her story. We talk about it, shows some things about how she lost Peter Parker in her universe and relationship with her dad, and then we get to Miles, pick up with Miles doing his Spider-Man thing, and being late for things, because that's what you are when you're Spider-Man. You're just late for shit. And his parents doing their best to try to balance it. And plays in a relationship with both of his parents pretty well. Some good loving scenes with the parents. Let me just say right now, though, I saw it in IMAX, guys. And Sony definitely has, next level on the animation. Some people said it was too much, like it was making their head hurt. But I thought it was fine. Literally, you know how Disney used to be the kings of animation, and with Pixar and all that? Yeah, Sony's on, next level right now, guys. So that's what Sony needs to bring to the Spider-Man or Marvel universe is animation, because that seems to be what they do the best, because their live action, well, we sing what their live action is. That's a whole video for another day. But yeah, so anyway, we pick up first couple little bits of just kind of dealing with Miles' everyday life and being Spider-Man and dealing with it, and then a little bit of Spider-Gwen, and she gets recruited into this basically multiversal thing with Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew, and Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099. Voiced by Oscar Isaac. And he's pretty cool. He looks really cool in animation. I always liked Spider-Man 2099. I remember when those 2099 comics came out. My favorites were Spider-Man 2099 and Doom 2099. I really like what they did, Dr. Doom, in those. That was a lot of fun. He was more of a anti-hero in that. It was kind of cool. I wasn't that big of a fan of X-Men 2099. I just didn't find the characters quite as interesting as, the original X-Men. There's no Wolverine or Cyclops or anything, so or Storm. And who are these characters? Who are these guys? I'm sure maybe in time it could have been better, but that's not my comment. So it was cool to have Miguel O'Hara in here, and they definitely played in his character very well. Like I said, animation was just, they had Spider-Punk in here. They had an Indian Spider-Man. I forget what he was called, but he was cool. Spider-Punk was cool. Daniel Kaluuya voiced him, so that was cool. He got to use his natural accent in this. There are times when it's kind of hard to hear what he was saying because of the way the animation was and stuff. But I caught most of what he was saying, and he was very anti-establishment. He had the like mohawk and stuff. It was pretty funny. So yeah, like a lot of cute little nods and stuff, and there was a lot of different Spider people in there. It was nice little things, and nods to the movies, nods to the comics. If you're a Spider-Man fan or ever read any of the Spider-Man comics or watching the Spider-Man movies, you'll definitely enjoy it, because I certainly did. And like I said, seeing it in IMAX, it just blown away by the animation. And the story's pretty good too. Like I would definitely I liked the first one a little bit better, only just because it had Spider-Man Noir and Nicolas Cage was voicing him, and that was just it's Nicolas Cage. Come on, just keeps entertaining. And yeah, my only complaint was there's 2 moments in there. Not really a spoiler here, but in the first one, Peter B. Parker, after the Spider-Man and the Peter Parker in Miles universe dies, much like the comics, and he gets the spider bite and takes over. There was a Peter B. Parker who I don't know if it's official, but I think he's supposed to kind of be Tobey Maguire's, or some kind of variation of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, which he's not voiced by Tobey Maguire, but I think that's kind of what they were going for, or maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I completely missed the point. But yeah, so he has a Mary Jane thing and all that stuff. Well, anyway, he's in there in the multiverse as well, and he had been kind of sort of a mentor to Miles and stuff, much like he was in the comics too. And there was just 2 moments where Spider-Woman says these little snarky comments 2 times in a row, 2 lines in a row of just yeah, you're a horrible man. And I'm just first of all, Jessica Drew, you are not technically a spider person. You are not technically bitten by a spider thing. Just be happy you're here. Be happy you're here, because without Peter Parker, there wouldn't be a fucking Spider-Man. Anyway, just don't disrespect Peter Parker, okay? Because all these other spider people that came after Peter Parker. So, yeah, just let me say that off the bat there. It wasn't a big, it didn't ruin the movie for me or nothing like that, but it was just moments where I'm just shut up. What are you disrespecting Peter Parker for? The fuck, And it's yeah, but anyway, that, like I said, that doesn't go into spoiler territory. It was just, Spider-Woman being in there was just okay, she's here. But it's kind of like when they throw Batwoman into Batman universe. In the comics they know each other because they're cousins, but Spider-Woman, from what I remember, was much more connected with S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff than she was with being bitten by a radioactive spider. She's not Silk or anything like that. I'm surprised Silk hasn't shown up in these yet either, because she's another Spider-Verse character, but maybe the third one, who knows. But yeah, also they have a villain called the Spot in this, and he's a very obscure villain, but I think they definitely did a good job of building him up and leveling him up a bit in the movie. So yeah, that was cool. It's I like that they're almost kind of making him a nice antagonist for Miles Morales, because give him more of a, I think it's a good way, because a lot of Miles Morales villains have kind of been just Peter Parker's villains, but Ultimate Universe, so it's nice. I like them trying to establish, by taking an obscure villain, give Miles more of someone, a catalyst against him, besides a prowler, of course. So yeah, that was cool, and yeah, it's cool. And yeah, it's a nice little cliffhanger as well, and it looks like Spider-Man Noir will be back in the 3rd movie. Yeah, hopefully Nicolas Cage is still voicing him, because you gotta have the courage, man. You gotta have the courage. That's my Nicolas Cage impersonation there. Yeah, but I think you did a good job with Spider-Man Noir. So yeah, but yeah, it was IMAX seating. IMAX is just. It's been a long time since I've seen anything on IMAX. I think the last IMAX movie I saw was actually The Amazing Spider-Man, the first Andrew Garfield one, because I sprang for the IMAX for that, because I'm I want to see this. Yeah, and so it's been a while since I've been to IMAX, but a friend had seen it yesterday, and he says, yeah, I really enjoyed it. You get a lot more of it by watching it in IMAX. And yeah, I was pretty comfortable, so that was good. Like I said, that screen is so huge. But yeah, I think it's a good movie, guys. I think you should check it out. I think my suggestion for Sony is pack up that live-action universe, because you don't know what the hell you're doing. But if you let these guys, Lord and Miller, work on an animated Spider universe, You know, you could put Morbius in there, and you can do Venom, and you can do all this stuff in animation. But you have people who are big Spider-Man fans, much like they did with Lego Batman, which they did a good job on as well. It's like, this can be your contribution, because your live action stuff, guys, not really cutting it. I mean, the first Venom was okay. I enjoyed it okay for what it was. It felt very 90s movie, but it was, Tom Hardy was fine. But then, like, the second movie, it felt like they repeated a lot of the same stuff with him and Venom, and it just kind of was like, okay, I've just already seen this in the first movie. And then Carnage, you had Woody freaking Harrelson in there, and, like, he was well cast, and he was definitely up for it, but I don't think they didn't go fine. It should have been rated R. I'm sorry. Certain characters should not be PG-13. They need to be rated R. Or if you're going to lean to the PG-13, then you need to, like, push the PG-13. Spider-Man No Way Home had no problem pushing the PG-13 with Green Goblin and stuff. So it's like, there's no reason why you can't, if you are going to do PG-13, you can't push the envelope and show stuff. Like, they came out, like, everybody that Carnage did kill, you didn't even see him kill him. They did all this cutaway shit. It was more about doing stupid comedy. Like, I thought Carnage looked good in terms of what they did with him. And I liked what they did with Shriek, too. I thought they did a better job with her vocal thing than they did with Black Canary in the Birds of Prey movie, where she only used it one time for reasons. Well, that's a whole nother movie to talk about another time. That's not related to Spider-Man whatsoever. But yeah, I just feel like that was the problem with Venom 2, and that it should have been rated R because Carnage is a freaking serial killer. And then Morbius, do we really need to talk about Morbius? Intriguing. Wow, that was bad. And I'm just not, and now I guess they're going to make Kraven the Hunter rated R. It's like, well, you should have done that with Venom Carnage, shouldn't you? Maybe you learned your lesson. But I'm just like, but the problem with this whole universe is they were kind of making them anti-heroes. And yeah, you could kind of do that with Venom and maybe a little bit with Morbius, but Vulture's not an anti-hero. It's like, Kraven is not an anti, it's like, they're villains. There's a reason they're villains. If you're going to do this universe, first of all, get moving on it. Second of all, we don't need El Muerto or who the fuck is that? Talk about obscure. Like I said, if you're gonna do them in animation. It's like that's like basically making a movie with Randy Savage's character from the first Spider-Man, like Bonesaw McGraw. Let's just make a Bonesaw McGraw movie because reasons. Granted, no one can touch Randy Savage's performance, so Bonesaw's ready. But yeah, I think it just do the animation, guys. Because does anyone care about a Madam Web movie? What? No, just stop. Yeah, or like Kraven the Hunter, or much like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, it's cool. Rhino's gonna apparently be in there, but like, I don't know. The live action, maybe they'll surprise me and it'll be better. Apparently they are working on live action Miles Morales at some point, so it's like, if you're gonna do it, get a goddamn spider person of some kind. I don't care if it's Spider Girl or Miles Morales or whatever, or Andrew Garfield. Like, get a fucking Spider-Man in your universe, or make Venom your Spider-Man something. But like, they haven't had really any, other than a few hints here and there. But so far in the universe, there hasn't really been any interaction between them and the other characters. So if they're building this whole, like, your Avengers level event, or your Sinister Six, or whatever the hell you're doing with that, like, kind of like, get on with it already. I mean, yeah, it took the Avengers a few times. So it took a while to really build up to the Avengers, but that was also, like, well done. Whereas this has not been well done, unfortunately. But we'll see. I mean, maybe they'll learn their lessons and do something with it. But like I said, that would be my advice. Just, like, do this next movie. I would think they already filmed it probably, but, like, and then after that, like, say, hey guys, why don't you just, like, be in charge of our whole universe and, like, build around this, and then you can have, if you want to make Miles Morales your main character, that's fine, and then just, like, build these villains into his world, but just animate it, I mean, and then you, like I said, these movies did pretty well. I think this one will do pretty well too, and the third one should do pretty well. So it's like, you're making good money off of this. You have potential with the Ghostbusters stuff. I think they really rectified with Afterlife. I thought they did a good job, and if Ernie Hudson's going to lead a new team, that's cool with me, man. Give Winston Zeddemore his respect. But yeah, no, I thought this was really good, guys. So check it out. If you can spring for it, check it out in IMAX. If you can't, I think you'll still get a lot out of the animation even without it, because it's just really good animation. So that is my Across the Spider-Verse review. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I said we got another subscriber yesterday. I hope you enjoyed the podcast as well. Give that a watch if you haven't had a chance to watch that. I cover season finales or series finales for a couple. I'm trying to do that more focused. Like the first couple were just kind of like, as I said, Adam's Rambling Podcast, as I do right here. But like, yeah, I'm trying to make them a little more focused. So like specific things that I'll talk about, as opposed to just being like, well, here I am in front of the camera and I'm just going to ramble for 30 minutes. I want to have them more focused. So whether I'm doing a movie review or a TV review, or I'm just talking about whatever, I'm trying to make those podcasts a little more focused so they're a little more easy to, follow along. All right, cool, guys. So that's my basic. I think I kept away from spoilers pretty well. I didn't want to give away anything for those of you who want to go out and see it. But I highly recommend it. There's a lot of good movies coming out. So we got this. I want to see that Boogeyman movie. We're probably going to go see that. Me and Honor will see that next week. And then I know The Flash is coming out. That one I have to see by myself. I'm only seeing it for Michael Keaton. Ezra Miller, just... but it looks decent, at least. So I'll go for Michael Keaton. That's the only reason I'll go. And then Indiana Jones is coming out. So, I want to see that. So there's a decent amount of good movies coming out in the next couple of weeks and throughout the summer. So, cool, guys. I'm going to stop rambling now. So, woo! Go, web, go. All right. Thanks, guys. Like and subscribe, and have a good day.